Good evening, folkers. Snapzilla Gorilla, aka The Definition, coming at y'all with another short video. Today I wanted to give an update on my keto journey. Now, since July of 2019, I started my keto journey, cold turkey, and I went right into basically no sugar, very low carbs, but definitely no sugar, and high fat, moderate protein eating lifestyle. Now, since that time, I have lost almost 60 pounds, about 10 inches in the waist, and an increase in energy, an increase in health, a decrease in joint inflammation. I have several injuries, including in my shoulders and my knees, and that were really bothering me. So I noticed that the inflammation in these areas went way down. The injuries are still there. They're still a part of my life, probably going to be a part of my life forever, but I'm able to manage the pain a lot better with the keto diet without the sugar causing inflammation and certain other things. There's certain other things that can cause inflammation too, like certain people can get inflammation from cheese and things like that, but it's trial and error. You got to find out what works for you. It's basically called the elimination diet. I eliminated the sugar, I eliminated the flour, carbs. So basically the only carbs I intake are from vegetables, okay? And certain vegetables, not any vegetable, like not root vegetables, not potatoes, not that type of vegetable. Mostly green leafy vegetables like kale, spinach, broccoli. I eat seaweed salad. I eat a lot of seaweed. Spirulina, things like that, fresh spirulina, live, fresh spirulina. And also I eat a lot of clean fat. I eat a lot of healthy, clean fat. Now, there's a misconception about what that is, okay? Now, for me, what works for me, the clean fats that I intake come from avocado oil, olive oil, coconut oil, duck fat. I have a big tub of duck fat that I fry foods in. I'll fry fish in, I'll fry chicken in it. Delicious. Bomb. So there you got that. Pig fat, lard. I use lard. Yes, I do. I use beef tallow, chicken suet, and things like that. So those are the type of fats I intake. The fats that I avoid come from industrial seed oils, okay? Like sunflower oil, safflower oil, cottonseed oil, things like that. Those are not healthy fats. Those aren't even, they call it vegetable oil, but it's not really from vegetables. It's industrial seed oil that they put through a process, a chemical process that makes it just bad for you, okay? I stay away from margarine, I stay away from Crisco, shit like that. No, I'm strictly on healthy animal fat, healthy nut fat, real nut fat, okay? Real vegetable oil, like olive oil, and avocado oil. Actually, avocado oil comes from fruit. Avocado is fruit, essentially. But y'all see what I'm getting at. Now, they like to say animal fat is not clean fat, but that's incorrect. What it is if you're getting the fat from animals that are raised unclean, then yes, you will get unclean fat from those animals. But I happen to get my animals from a ranch where they are pasture raised. The animals are pasture raised, meaning that they live their life out in the grass. They're eating grass. Even the pigs eat grass, fruit, acorn. The cows eat fruit. The cows eat grass and things like that. Just nature. They go out in nature. He has this huge plot of land, a couple 100 acres, where there's all kind of trees and orchids and all kind of stuff. So that's what the animals eat, where I get my meat from. Okay, so the key is to know where you're getting your meat from, to know where you're getting your animals from, know where you're getting your plants from, to know where you're getting all this stuff from, so that you know you're putting clean things into your body. Okay, now that's where I get my shit from. Feel me? It's not cheap, but my health is wealth, and is worth more than spending a couple extra bucks per pound for some really high quality foods. Okay, and as far as the vegetables that I eat, I get it from the farmers market, where I know the farmers are raising their crops cleanly, no pesticides, none of that, no pesticides, no herbicides, none of that stuff. Everything is raised in a proper manner. You know, my eggs, the chicken I get my eggs from, same thing. You know, pasture raised. You know, they eat things that they're supposed to eat. They don't eat corn and grain. No. They go out and they pick in the ground and they get insects. Okay, that's what chickens want to eat. They want to eat insects mostly, and they'll eat other things too. They'll eat seeds from different plants, but this is what I get my food from. This is what I get my animals from. My animals are raised sustainably and cleanly. So I know that the fat that I get from the animals that I eat are clean. It's clean fat. So that's pretty much what my diet is. So I'll eat a few pieces of bacon. You know what I'm saying? I might include bacon in every time I eat. Only eat once a day, essentially, because I do intermittent fasting as well. With intermittent fasting, you fast for about 16 hours, and during those 16 hours, you're not starving yourself. What you're doing is you're giving your body time to break down everything that you've eaten, on top of handling other things that your body needs to handle. Like it goes to autophagy, which means that it's breaking down the toxins in your body, the toxins in your cells, damaged cells, fat, excess water, and it basically, you urinate it out. You go through uresis, essentially. You pee a lot if you drink the proper amount of water. And it's key when you're doing this intermittent fasting on the keto diet that you take in the proper amount of electrolytes. So people will tell you, oh, drink a lot of water, drink a lot of water. Well, you shouldn't just drink a lot of water. You should also include in your water intake electrolytes. So what I use, I get this stuff. It's called Highlight, I think. It's a bottle. It comes in a bottle, and it has potassium, sodium, and calcium. The three most crucial are calcium, not sodium. Calcium, magnesium, and potassium. So those are the three most crucial, electrolytes or minerals that your body needs to intake. And it's not calcium, potassium, magnesium. Sorry, potassium, magnesium, and sodium. Okay, that's what is contained in these electrolyte bottles. You don't want to go and get like Gatorade. Gatorade, it comes with the sugar. You don't want the sugar, and it comes or artificial sweeteners. You don't want that either. So you just get the bottle, you put it in your drink, you put it in your water. And what I also do is I'll add a little bit more potassium chloride from the new salt that I buy on Amazon. It's called New Salt, NuSalt, and that's a good source of potassium. And then also at night, I make sure I get a little bit higher dosage of magnesium. So I have pure magnesium drops that I put in my water at night, and that helps me sleep better. It helps my body relax. I don't get sore. I don't get cramps. You know what I mean? Even if I have a hard day of working out, before I started doing that, I would go to sleep. If I worked out really hard, especially if I had a really hard leg day, I would wake up cramping. You know what I mean? Or I'd be chilling on the couch, cramping up, and it's really painful. But ever since I started taking those magnesium drops, that essentially it never happened. Okay, so these are the things you have to do if you're going to intermittent fast. You have to take in the proper amount of salts. Also, they try to call salt the enemy, but it's not. Okay, they try to demonize and vilify salt. No, that's not real. Salt is very crucial, but you guys get the proper salt, not just the regular old table salt with the umbrella girl on it. No. You need to get, it's better to get sea salt from a Dead Sea, meaning it's no longer an actual sea. There's no water in it anymore, but it used to be full of water, right? Like there's places in Utah and in states like that where there's still salt deposits from where there used to be a sea there. Okay, so long time ago, there were oceans in the center of the United States. Okay, back in way back in the day. I ain't gonna get into all that. You know what I'm saying? I took a geology course, and I'm not about to get into all that, but y'all get what I'm saying. So you want to get salt from dead seas where you know it's not going to be contaminated by all the pollutants and chemicals that are in the ocean. So if you're getting sea salt from the Himalayas or the other places like that, then there's a high likelihood that it's going to be contaminated with other things. So it's better to get salt from dead seas. Okay, moving on from that, what I also do when I intermittent fast is I'll drink coffee or tea. And what I do is to avoid getting too hungry. You know, you don't want to get hungry when you're fasting, because then after about 10-12 hours you're like, oh, you're ravenous, you want to eat everything. No, you want to kind of curb your appetite while you're fasting so that you don't go crazy. So what I do is I'll have some tea or some coffee. I'll throw some coconut. So tea for me goes better with coconut oil. Okay, so I'll throw coconut oil in my coffee, as well as maybe a little cocoa butter, right? So you get some cocoa butter, food grade cocoa butter, cacao butter, and you throw the cacao butter in the tea. So I'll put some cacao butter and coconut oil in the tea. But if I drink coffee, I'll put butter in there. I'll put actual butter from a cow, grass-fed butter that I get from the farmer's market. Is raw butter. They have raw cultured butter or raw salted, lightly salted butter. I'll throw some raw cultured butter or salt butter in there. If I have coffee, then maybe a little cream, you know, and things like that, and that'll help keep me from being hungry during my fast. So if I feel like I might be getting hungry, I'll drink a little bit of coffee or a little bit of tea to kind of curb that. So moving on from there, and when I finally eat, I'll eat a sizable meal. It won't be like a big old huge spread, right? You think, oh, you haven't eaten for 20 hours, now you're gonna just pig out. No. That's not how it works. If your meal contains lots of good healthy fats, you know, you get a fatty cut of beef or a fatty cut of lamb or something like that, or a fatty fish like salmon, you know what I mean? Then you won't need to eat that much of it. You know what I mean? You'll get the proper amount that your body needs to sustain itself, and you won't overeat. And that's essentially how you drop the weight. And then without the sugar, you're really amplifying that. You're really amplifying the weight loss. You're amplifying the loss of water weight. Yes, even when you drink electrolyte water while you're fasting, you're still getting rid of a lot of water weight. But what happens is you don't lose too much water weight. You'll lose just enough water weight to where your body needs the remaining. You know what I'm saying? So you'll only lose what you need to lose as far as water weight, because the electrolytes help retain the amount of water that you actually need. So that's how you avoid the keto flu that people go through. I never went through keto flu, never, because I knew I'm like, all right, I'm going to be drinking a lot of water. I'm going to be pissing out a lot of electrolytes. I need to make sure that I retain a certain amount of electrolytes in my body. So I'll throw the electrolytes in there, and that's how I avoid the keto flu. See what I'm saying? It's really a mental thing as well. Like, you just tell yourself, like, look, I don't need sugar, I don't need carbs. There's no such thing as an essential carb or sugar. There's no such thing as that. All right, you can get plenty of vitamins and minerals for certain plants, and even you know, certain animals or certain animal parts or organs. You know what I mean? Like liver and things like that. I'm not really into liver, so I kind of stay away from it, and that's why I eat. That's why I eat a lot of vegetables. I like to get my vitamins and minerals from vegetables. So like kale, broccoli, loaded with minerals and vitamins. Avocado, the meat of the avocado, packed with minerals and vitamins. I'm telling you. And then I take this tea that I get from a young lady she's out of Florida, I believe. She follows Dr. Sebi's protocol. You know, she's a vegan, but she has a tea called Food for Blood, so that has a lot of vitamins and minerals in it. And there's no such thing as overloading on vitamins and minerals. Your body will just pee the excess out. Like it won't accept it. It'll just pee it out. You know what I mean? So there's no harm in just taking in vitamins and minerals wherever you can. So that's why I'm doing keto and not carnivore. I won't eat no hearts or livers or spleens. I ain't doing all that. So that's why I eat the vegetables. See what I'm saying? So then, that's pretty much what I'm on. Now, if I want some sweets, I have my wife make me some keto brownies made from almond flour, or cheesecake made from cream cheese, or Philly cream cheese, monk fruit sweetener. You know what I'm saying? And monk fruit sweetener is really good. It's the sweetest sugar. It tastes like sugar. It doesn't have the negative effects of sugar, and it has very little carbs. It's a sugar alcohol. So basically, all the carbs and all the sugar in that sugar alcohol is basically gone, but it still gives you that sweetness. So, and then there's no aftertaste. So I use monk fruit sweetener, or my wife will use a monk fruit sweetener. She'll put it in the desserts. You know what I mean? And if I want something sweet, so that's what I'm on. It is not really a hard journey. So sustainable diets shouldn't be miserable. Shouldn't make you miserable. Like, oh, I got to do this again, blah, blah, blah. No, it shouldn't make you feel that way. It should make you feel good. You should enjoy what you eat while you're eating the right things. If you're miserable on a diet, then you're not gonna sustain it. And I've been on this diet for going on 8 months, and I have no intention on ever reverting from it, because it's a lifestyle. So your way of eating, if you want a healthy way of eating, it should be a lifestyle. It shouldn't make you miserable. It shouldn't make you tired. It shouldn't make you cranky. It shouldn't make you angry. You know what I mean? So that's what a good, healthy way of eating, that's what that gives you. And this is what the keto diet has done for me. Now, that's what it's done for me. I'm not going to be one of those people that say, oh, you got to do this diet. This is the diet that only works. This is the only diet that works. No. Basically, what I did was, when I considered the keto diet, I looked at my blood type. You know, they say that there's a certain way of eating for certain blood types, and I happen to be O negative. So that means a keto diet is perfect for a O negative blood type person. Well, for this O negative blood type person. I can't speak for every O negative blood type person, but I will say it works great for me. So that's basically what I've been on. Okay, so on with the updates. I lost 60 pounds, about 10 inches in the waist. I'm feeling good. Inflammation is down. I went and got a blood test last week, and the results were great. My cholesterol. So the funny thing is, when I talk to my mom about this diet, you know, she's old school. She likes to, I mean, she can throw down in the kitchen. She loves to cook rice, cornbread, fried chicken. You know what I mean? All these delicious cakes she makes. Oh man, she makes the best cakes and all that stuff. She's a carbivore. But when I tell her about my diet, her concern is, oh, what's your cholesterol gonna look like? Oh my God, I can see you eating all that fatty stuff. Is that gonna make your cholesterol go up? And I was like, we'll see. So when I went and got the blood test, and it came in, and my cholesterol is excellent. Like they want your cholesterol to be under 200. Mine is like 163 or something like that. But they don't look at cholesterol the same anymore. So basically, how they look at it is you got to go to LDL, HDL, and the triglycerides. Now, the triglycerides is the really important one. That's the one you don't want too high, because if you have super high triglyceride level, that's a problem. Okay, but my so-called bad cholesterol was at 123, which is excellent. My good cholesterol was at 48. They wanted above 40. That's excellent too. My triglyceride was at like low normal. Okay, I don't have the paper with me. I should have brought it, but it's low normal, which is good too. So, and then what else? My hemoglobin was good. All this other stuff. My glucose, right? That's another important one. My glucose was low normal. My A1C is low normal. The A1C is the thing they look for diabetes. You know what I'm saying? You don't want that high. So yeah, that's low normal for me. What else? Yeah, I mean, the blood work came in right and tight. You know what I'm saying? And this is so you essentially your blood retains whatever they're testing for about 3 months. So you basically want to get a blood test every 3 months. I've been on this for 6 months, and it had been 8 months, and it pretty much been that long since I had my last blood test. And the numbers were way different. Like, I was pre-diabetic. They almost wanted to put me on medication. I was so pre-diabetic. I was pre-diabetic. My triglycerides were kind of high. My bad cholesterol was kind of high. And as you can see, I turned all that around with the keto diet. Essentially eliminating sugar from my diet, taking in a lot of healthy fats. So yeah, I mean, this is the only like diet that has lasted me 9 months. So before, a few years ago, I had gotten up to 270, and that's how I do it. I go from 200 to 270, every few years, and it gets frustrating. But the last time I was a few years ago, I was at 270. I got on the pescatarian diet, got down to 230 or 240, something like that. Lost about 30 pounds. But what I was doing was I was eating a lot of lentils, beans. So I wouldn't eat the fish every day. I would eat fish every few days or something like that. But I was mostly vegan. And yeah, I lost about 30 pounds in about 3 months, right? Lost 30 pounds in 3 months. But then once I got to that point, that was it. Like, I stopped losing weight. And then I started gaining the weight back. Because the reason I feel like I was losing that much weight is because I was fasting then too. Though I wasn't intentionally, I just wasn't as hungry. I wasn't eating as much as I was, right? So I would just eat, maybe 1 meal a day, maybe 2, but I was fasting. I wasn't eating as much throughout the day. That's what I really attribute the weight loss to. But at some point, that stopped. I wasn't losing any more weight, and then I started gaining the weight back, basically because I was still eating a lot of carbs. Okay, yes, beans, rice, quinoa, all that stuff. Even though it has some good things in it, it's also a carb, which breaks down to glucose and fructose by the time it gets past your stomach at the end of the day. Yes, you also get those other things with it, those other nutrients, but you're still getting the sugar packed on. You know what I'm saying? So, and some carbs release the sugar faster than others. Okay, but essentially, I started gaining the weight back. All right, I stopped losing the weight. I started gaining the weight back. I wasn't even down to my ideal weight by the time I started gaining it back. But now, after 8 months on the keto, I'm still losing weight. Like last week, I was at 223, something like that. Now I'm at like 215. So When I started this journey, I was at 272. So basically, I lost almost 60 pounds. So, and I'm still going. My waist has still gotten smaller. Like, you know what I mean? I measure my waist at least once or twice a week. It still goes down. I'm still losing the weight. And what the keto diet does, they say it's the ideal diet for the human being. It's the ideal way of eating for the human being because our ancestors, that's how they ate. See what I'm saying? Our ancestors were not vegans. They were not vegetarians. They were hunter-gatherers. They go out and hunt, and they would not be able. They would damn sure not be able to eat as much as we eat now. Like, they might be lucky if they eat once or twice every 2 days. So they spend most of their time hunting and gathering. You know what I mean? And they were able to still sustain the energy to hunt the animal even though they haven't eaten. So they not only did they fast, but they ate animal meat. And they ate a lot of fatty foods. They ate the organs. They ate everything. And then they ate some vegetables. And then every now and then they eat some fruit, you know, at certain times of the year. Okay? Now, nothing wrong with, well, fruit is carbs, but there's nothing wrong with eating fruit every now and then. Eat a whole fruit, not juice, because juice is nothing but sugar water. Okay, if you juice that fruit, you're basically breaking down the cellulose, which are the cell walls, and that releases the sugar immediately into your system when you drink it. But if you eat the whole fruit, the sugar is still going to be locked up in that fiber. It'll be a slow release sugar. It won't hit you all at once. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole point. Now, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so basically, with the fruits, with the vegetables, they contain the vegetables, the green leafy vegetables that I was talking about. They do have some carbs, but they're so locked into the fiber that it's practically like you're not eating any sugar. Like the sugar is so locked in. You're basically not. There's no sugar that's going to come out. Like it's eliminated in the in the stomach acid. So basically, what happens is it depends on, but that depends on how you cook the vegetables. Now, if you cook the vegetables down until they're like mushy, you know what I mean? Like some people eat greens and they're mushy and they're like they melt in your mouth. You've basically broken down all the cell walls and released a lot of sugar. You know, not as much as you would with a piece of fruit, but you still have basically broken down that food, and now the sugar is just readily available for your body to spike the insulin and whatnot. And that's essentially what I'm trying to avoid: diabetes. You know, diabetes. I wanted to be lighter on my feet. I wanted to be lighter on my joints. I wanted the inflammation to be down. That's why I started this journey. So basically, I cook my vegetables. If I cook it, I mostly eat my vegetables raw. But if I cook it, I'll lightly saute them, you know, for about 3-4 minutes. Get them nice and warm, so that the seasoning can cook into it. And then boom, that's it. I eat it. You know what I mean? To where the vegetable is still crunchy and it has a consistency that you have to bite down into. So that's my journey. That's my shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm still on it. I'm not gonna stop. I don't see any reason. And that blood test just confirmed my beliefs about the keto diet and how great it is for me. How great it is for me. So, I mean, if you guys have questions about the keto diet, how to adjust to it, how to get into it, you know what I mean? I can help out with that. Now, the key is you have to do what's best for you. Okay? You have to do what's best for you. And sometimes you have to find out by trial and error. You know, they essentially call that a elimination diet, basically. You eliminate things as you feel they are causing problems. And that's what people do when they have a lot of inflammation and they have, you know, like they're allergic to gluten or something like that. And so they have to eliminate that. If they're still inflamed, they're eating cheese, they eliminate that. Okay, less inflammation. So that's what you have to do. For me, it was sugar. Sugar and carbs, from basically any carb, you know, causes me inflammation. And I have my cheat days every now and then. And what I notice about my cheat days, I can pick out one day, right? Pick out, like on Sunday, I went to brunch. I had freaking mimosas. I had waffles. I had, macaroons, all kind of shit. Just picking out. I mean, they were taking me out for my birthday. So I ate a little something. I cheated. I pigged out. You know what I'm saying? And then I was like, okay, let me see how this works on me in a couple days. Because usually on other diets that I've tried, if I do a cheat day like that, I'll gain a couple pounds in a couple days. See what I'm saying? But with this, I pigged out during my brunch, you know what I mean, celebration. And then I went back to my intermittent fasting the next day. Didn't eat nothing for about 20 hours. Then ate my keto meal, pure keto meal. Then the next day after that, I didn't eat for 24 hours. I wasn't hungry. Like it, and the way that my job worked out that day, it didn't happen. But I did have my tea. I did have my water with my minerals, and I was okay. I still had mad energy. And then the day after that, I checked my weight. I was down. I was down about damn near 10 pounds from last week, even after pigging out on Sunday. So the point I'm trying to make is you don't want to justify pigging out. Oh, I can lose weight again. But basically, what it is the keto diet is a very forgiving diet, very forgiving. But if you're on a diet that restricts calories but still includes a lot of carbs, not so forgiving. Not so forgiving, because you're just packing on your cheat day. You just packing carbs on the carbs you ate the day before and the carbs you eat the next day. See what I'm saying? So keto is very, very forgiving diet, and I feel great. I feel healthy. I feel like I did when I was in my early 20s. It feels great. I love it. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm gonna holler at y'all later. I just wanted to share this update with you guys. Like I said, if you have questions about it, let me know in the comment section. If you tried different diets and the hell, it didn't work out for you, just hit me up and we can talk about it. So yeah, like, share, subscribe, and much love to y'all. Peace out.